As you keep on learning tips and ways of keeping your laptop secure and safe for your online job, I also offer training on how to make money online. On this channel, I've done tutorials on how to make money with Udemy, Blogger.com, and AdSense, and AdStera, YouTube, TikTok and Sound.me, and many other ways. Opportunities are endless, and on my blog I'm also showing you many other ways you can get out of debt and also maintain a healthy future by saving for your retirement. So today I want to show you best tips to keep your laptop safe and secure from viruses and malware. These are unwanted softwares that run on your computer. Maybe you click a link by mistake and installs that software or opens that software, or you download a file that already have that software plugged in. You install that software, a genuine software, but then it carries on viruses and malware, which then either slows your computer down or may help that person who have designed that program to steal your information, or locks you completely from your laptop, like the way ransomware work. They lock you completely from your laptop, where now you are required to pay to them. Then they unlock the laptop for you. So then how do you protect yourself from that? First tip is to install a reliable antivirus software. There are many antivirus softwares out there which are developed by different companies. One of them is Kaspersky, there is Norton, there is Bitdefender, there is Windows Defender. All of them are equal in terms of offering security to your files and also to your laptop. However, there is a free software that you can use that comes with your Windows. It's called Windows Defender. It is inbuilt. So if I go to my laptop and here I just go to settings, then we go to update and security, you will notice there is Windows security here. So this is Windows Defender, and if it is off, you can always turn it on. Now what happens when you install Kaspersky, Norton or Bitdefender? Most of them they disable Windows Defender. So now you'll be relying on a third-party antivirus software, which is not an issue. But remember, you'll be paying annual fee for these licenses, for these third-party antivirus software. That's why we always advise you use Windows Defender. So if it is off, make sure you turn it on. Otherwise, if it is off and it's not you who turned off, just go to the icons on the bottom right and check whether you have a third-party antivirus. It usually disables your Windows Defender. You can't have two antiviruses running on your computer. It's like when you're sick and you're taking medicine and you're trying to take two medicines that counter each other. You see, now it won't help you. So you just go to Windows Defender. Let me show you another way of opening Windows Defender. You just open the icons. It is here, Windows Security. Just click on it and it will open now Windows Defender. This is now the interface for Windows Defender. Make sure everything is ticked green. I've done the tutorial on how to make sure your Windows Defender and also explaining how it works. You can check link in the description. But just make sure everything is ticked green. If there is any in orange or red, make sure you check, especially firewall and virus and threat protection. You don't need to update this. It's always updated when Windows is updating. So when Windows is downloading updates, it's also inclusive of Windows Defender's update. That's why I prefer using Windows Defender. It is inbuilt by Microsoft and offers the same security and protection like the other antiviruses. The other way you can protect your laptop from viruses and malware is to make sure your firewall is enabled. So the antivirus you're using, if you're not using Windows Defender, make sure it has firewall and make sure it's on both domain, private network and public network. Make sure the firewall is enabled on all those and make sure it's always updated. So I also advise, if you're using a third-party software, If it doesn't come with a firewall, make sure you enable firewall. So how do you enable if you're using a third party? You go to start button, you go to settings, then you go to update and security, then Windows security, then you check under firewall and network protection. That's what you have just seen. And here you make sure they are on. Then allow an app through firewall. It's very important that whatever you are allowing here, you already know that that application is genuine. So always check the apps that you have allowed. If there is an app that you don't know, first Google, know what it's all about. If you can't get information, just untick and save your settings. So these are apps that are allowed to run on your computer by Windows Defender Firewall. So make sure when you allow applications to run on your firewall, you understand what that application is all about. Then firewall notification settings. Make sure you go to manage notification and make sure everything is turned on, so that if there is any issue, you'll always get a pop-up and check your firewall now to adjust the settings based on the pop-up recommendation. The other way to keep your laptop secure and safe from viruses and malware is always to update Windows. Most of us, you forget to update Windows. Remember, Windows comes with additional fixes to vulnerabilities. Remember, Microsoft keeps on checking. Even as users, we always, when you get issue and you get a pop-up, there is a time Windows will tell you report that issue. When you report, it goes to Microsoft. They check if it is an issue that relates to a vulnerability within their software. They always update, then give you the next update. So then how do you do it? You go to settings, then update and settings. Then you go to Windows Update, the first option. Then you make sure you have installed all the updates. You allow the Windows to download and install. One of the easiest way is not to keep on checking. Like mine, I don't have enough disk space. That's why it is throwing that error. You make sure you control how the updates are done. So you can go to advanced options. Then you can turn on all these and turn also notification. Like this, you get notification when it's about to restart. Then the additional settings on Windows Update. You can also change your active hours, so that between that period, like now my current active hours is 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. During that time, Windows won't recommend restarting to update Windows. So the other tip, and which is ignored by most people, is when you receive an email with attachment or a link, or when you Google and you want to access our website and you realize the website is not genuine. Most of us, we end up clicking. Most of these viruses and malware, they're embedded within the attachments that we receive on emails and also unknown links. So when opening emails, links, and also when Googling sites and downloading software, make sure you click on genuine links. If your antivirus reports an issue with the link, don't insist in allowing that threat until you know what it's about. When you receive emails, most of the email softwares, they also have their own way of scanning for viruses and unwanted software. Any email that goes to junk and spam, before you open, first identify the source and make sure you know who is sending that email. Otherwise, you might download a virus that is embedded in those links. It installs on your laptop. You won't get it at program files, and it will start running in the background, and that time it will slow down your laptop. Then how do you know your laptop is affected? One thing, when your computer is slow and you go to task manager, Let me expand these. You click more details so that you can show everything. You go to processes, you realize your memory is already overutilized. If you go to background processes, you notice there is a software that has funny name or funny numbers. Go with that name or number. If it has been reported as a virus, then you need to remove it by allowing your antivirus to scan and delete the threats. So always avoid opening links and attachments you don't know the source. The other way to protect your laptop and keep it secure from viruses and malware is to use a strong password and enable two-factor authentication. So let's go to settings. We go to settings, then we go to accounts. This is where you set your password and sign in option. Make sure you select the most secure password to use. You can use a password or even picture. You can also use security key, or you can use any other option. Windows 0 fingerprint, if it is available on your laptop, you can use that. Then when you're creating password, make sure it is a strong password, very strong password. It's a mix of letters, numbers, and special characters, and capital letters and small letters. Then you can also enable dynamic lock and link that with your laptop. I think I did a tutorial on this, how you can connect your laptop through Bluetooth to your phone, which is also running on Bluetooth, so that when your phone goes out of range or away from your laptop's Bluetooth range, your laptop locks automatically. Remember, you want to secure your laptop. If you leave it open, there are chances somebody might come and start clicking links, and in that you end up getting viruses on your laptop. If your laptop also allows two-factor authentication, that's where you require a second level of a PIN. Then enable that and make it secure. And all sites that you visit, if they require two-factor authentication, please enable, like your email, your Facebook, or your social media account. If they require two-factor authentication, always enable that. Then the other tip, and most ignored by people, is public Wi-Fi. Public Wi-Fi is where you have a Wi-Fi that is open and accessible by everybody, by public. When you're accessing those Wi-Fis, avoid accessing sensitive information. If that network is compromised, be sure even your details will be compromised. Let's say it's your Facebook you're accessing, or your bank, and you're accessing it using public Wi-Fi. First of all, you don't know who is running this Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi administrators can see the traffic you are routing, and they can recreate a site to mimic what you are logging in and steal your data. Remember, while this may not relate to viruses and malware, remember you are losing your data. These public Wi-Fis also, in most cases, their firewall is not enabled to filter some of these threats. So that's why you need to be very, very careful. And if possible, always use VPN. Now with a VPN, it encrypts your data from your phone or laptop, and anybody in between your laptop and network and VPN server will not know what you're serving, or whatever you are putting online, or whatever you're accessing online. I've done a full tutorial on how to use a Proton VPN. You can check that in the playlist section. It's the best way of accessing your data if you are connecting through public Wi-Fi. I won't go into details of VPN. It's a lengthy tutorial, and I don't want to make this video very long. The other way to keep your laptop secure and safe is to limit permissions for installed applications. Remember, when you download an application online, it's developed by a third party. It's not you who have developed. You don't know what that application carries, where it's coming from. Even if you download from genuine sites, you may never know the impact that application may have. It's always good to limit the applications, the permissions for apps. To limit permissions, you go to settings, you go to privacy. Now here is where you limit Windows permission. You go to general, you make sure whatever you are allowing is okay. Then you go to app permissions. Location, if it is on, make sure the apps that are accessing your location are the required apps, and they will be shown the list of apps which have access to location. Let me turn off. Then you go to camera. You can allow apps to have access to your camera. Remember, if you turn off, like my webcam will not work, and these other softwares. So you make sure the apps you have allowed here, they should have access to camera. If they should not, then you turn off. Like feed hub, that I can turn off. That's how you turn off. There is microphone all the way down. You make sure all these, the apps that you are allowing to have permissions, you just turn off whichever you don't want to have access. The other way is for people who use Excel. If you use Excel, always disable macros. Disable macros in your office files. Mostly it's used in Excel and Word, and I think even other Microsoft Office files. So make sure, for you to be safe, always disable macros. Macros usually carry viruses. So unless you are sure you need access to them, always disable. So how do you do it? Let me open Excel. Let's go to Excel. You can open a blank. So you go to File, then Options. From here you go to Trust Center. Trust Center. Then you go to Trust Center Settings. Then Macro Settings. And you disable. So mine have disabled with notification, so that if I open a document which requires access to macros, I'll get a notification and I'll decide whether to enable or not to enable on that particular document. So that way, even if a file comes with viruses, it's me who will allow that virus to run if I allow macros to, if I enable macros on that document. And in most cases, the antivirus will have detected that by scanning. Then finally, you need to back up your files. Always back up your files. And how do you back up? You either have an external hard disk where you copy paste your regular files and important files, so that they are in a secondary location where you can always access in case your laptop is affected. So with that, I hope now you will maintain a healthy laptop and a secure laptop. Remember, this is the laptop you'll be using to access your online jobs. And in this channel, I'm training how to make money with blogger.com with AdSense, and I show you the whole process until approval. With AdStera, which is immediate approval. Also TikTok and Sao.me, which doesn't require any approvals. Also with TikTok, live gifts, video gifts, and also TikTok series where you sell your videos. I've also shown you how to start Udemy by training people on different courses. Then they pay for them, they buy those courses. And also how to monetize your YouTube, and many other ways of making money. There are many ways out there. We can't exhaust all of them. Remember to share this video with your friends so that they also learn a few tricks and tips. Also refer them to this channel so that they can see how they can make money, extra money. And remember to like this video if you found it helpful, and also remember to subscribe so that when I do the next video you get notified. Thank you, and let's meet in the next one.